Everybody, it's Jeremy. Welcome back to Bozmos2, where we are playing Chaco. It is turn 47. Jump into things. Okay. Someone has taken the Throne of Beasts. Cool. Did an augury. Apsu found nothing. Probing found nothing. Another Apsu found nothing. Another Apsu found nothing. Kind of unfortunate on all the Apsus. Auspex found a blasted heat. Dark Knowledge found nothing. Dark Knowledge found a Labyrinth of Skulls. So the Blasted Heath is actually pretty nice. +2 air gems and increased magic. So that's kind of cool. It actually sets Scraw Point to neutral magic scales. At least for now. Who the fuck knows? A long run. But that's pretty awesome. Up to 12 air gems per month. And then the Dark Knowledge is here in Assad. That is a Labyrinth of Skulls. So that's pretty cool. +1 Death Gem. So it takes... Take a look at this. The lag is so fucking fierce. It takes 3 Death to Dark Knowledge. So we need one more. Just one more successful get. Right? Actually, I'm not gonna do that. That's poor location. Do our mountains. Do a mountain somewhere. Indian range. Sure. Escuania. Yeah, that's also a mountain. Yeah, hopefully we can find a death site in the mountains. Yeah, hopefully we find one more death out of these. That way we can just site search continuously every turn for the rest of forever. Until we're fully site searched, and hopefully we get a little bit more out of that. All right, back to what we were doing. We have a battle in Grifa. It is a magic phase battle. We've been magic phased, y'all. What the fuck? Oh, okay. He werewolfed us. Really? I mean, I say really, but actually, Kangobia is one of the top gem incomes in the game. I would assume Kangobia's gem income is probably 3 times as much as mine with the various different things they've got going on. So very easily going to cull through us with things like werewolves. Annoying. But that's okay. Proclamation from Ulm. Another one from Relay. That's fucking Relay gets 50,000 profits. So that's kind of weird and funny. We witnessed a battle between Phasia and Lemuria. Let's go see that in Apricia. Alright, so we're following this Phasian army around. And it's just up against... It's just... No big deal. Okay. We were attacked in Pestena by a little group of raiders. Which, oh, right. This was before we had taken the fort. I forgot about this. I was like, we had all this shit patrolling? That doesn't seem right. So it was basically just, you know, trying to gem bait us, trying to fuck with us, etc., that type of thing. I don't know. It did nothing, though. Though he did get to see kind of like what our setup is currently, what we're capable of, etc. Okay. Our undefended province in Blue Moss Forest was conquered. This was actually his fortification. We moved into Underdark. With Mong 4. Meditation, Iron Skin, Temper Flesh, or Temper Armor, rather, Personal Regeneration, Iron Will. What are we up against? Basically up against nothing. And it dies immediately. No biggie. That was Underdark. Then we had a battle. We attacked in Grifa. This was our other Hmong Katsina coming forward with the main gauche of parrying. And this is up against the werewolves that we just got spawned on. So we only get temper armor done because these wolves are pretty quick, right? So we get our bless, iron skin, and temper armor off, which should be more than enough. Between vine shield, pretty high defense, very high protection, repel, etc., there should be almost no chance of us having issue here. Yep, we're good. Very nice. Okay, and then we have a battle in Ukrema. Uh-oh. Alright, this is Wuya 5. Uh-oh. Ruh-roh, Raggy. Alright, this is up against... he apparently moved an army here. So, the connections of this map are all over the place. But we'll take a look after this battle and actually show where this army likely came from. It's basically, this is the army that he had on Old Man's Cap. He just moved it north, and then he moved it west across a weird connection. It's not a weird connection. I mean, it's a connection, but it was a move that I was not expecting. That being said, right, like, going into this, I'm not immediately scared. So, let's see how it goes. Because again, like we've talked about the scenario, we kind of like tried to design this fight previously, but he didn't take it. So we go through our full script, pretty much. Summoner's power. No, we do not. Okay. So our script gets interrupted. We get surrounded by Draken guards. And you can see immediately, right? Like when fighting the Draken guards with their glaives, they do hit hard enough to cause us a little bit of damage here or there. See, another 5. But we regenerate enough, generally speaking, that as long as we don't take too many hits, we regenerate it back. Now we've got a bunch of people becoming entangled and paralyzed, so we actually go into Strength of Gaia, which is great, because now we regenerate 12 HP per tick instead. Very strong for us. And we get our temper armor off, so now we're up to 32 protection, and we're doing pretty good. This could actually be exactly what we were wanting earlier, right? He's got all his people here in the back, you know, spamming out spiders and stuff like that. But in theory, these spiders, you know, if they hit us with the death poison, yeah, okay, that's real bad. But to do that, they have to actually hurt us, and we've got 32 protection. One point of damage should never be able to get through 32 protection. So now we're just kind of stuck in, and it's a matter, okay, do we kill them all and they rout, or do we eventually kind of like break and then we have to like cut our way out, or we get cut down from behind? Because if we have the malice from routing, then it's very possible that the Draken Guard could hurt us enough to kill us. Okay, so let's speed things up. See how it goes. And there's the first sign of oh shit. Here we go. These guys right here. Not these guys. These guys. The blue-haired ones, right, are Air 2 mages, which means they can lightning bolt. Got that one, and he actually has a couple more back here. One, 2. This one's not an Air 2, it's an Air 1. I think that's it. But yeah, so that's a fucking problem. Because if they hit us with a lightning bolt, and at this range, they're very likely to hit us with a lightning bolt. They have pretty decent precision. If they hit us with a lightning bolt, we have susceptibility to shock because of our iron skin. It does a shit ton of damage and has a very high chance to stun us because we are vulnerable. Now, fortunately, right, we have very high regeneration, so if we're not getting hit consistently, we can just regen it. And these guys are sitting here on max fatigue, right? So now we're in this very weird kind of like race for time of trying to kill things. Boom, another lightning bolt. Immediately we get hit, we take a whole bunch of damage, we get stunned. We actually have battle fright now, and that might be the kicker in the long run, is the -5 morale might cause us to just flee, period. But each time it kind of like comes back. This guy is yeah, he's kind of like on that cusp where he's lightning bolt doesn't put him up enough. Yep. And he's got the best AI in the world. The best AI, the best accuracy in the world. Right? Oh my god, this guy. And we see we turn, we have broken, we are routed at this point, which means our stats are dropping, and this guy just keeps tagging us with lightning bolts, like with perfect accuracy. He missed one the entire fight. And that's that. Simple as that. Lightning resistance, yo. So sucks to not have it. So that's unfortunate, but not unexpected. When we threw our Monketsina and our Wuya out there, it was kind of assumed that they would get caught by something eventually and die. I think the biggest issue that I have with this fight is, and I felt like we were stuck in there for a while killing things, but in actuality, take a look. We didn't kill that many things. We only killed 30 out of this whole fucking army. 4 of those were will-o-wisps, which were, I think, just auto-summons by something in here, or maybe he actually did summon some, I don't know, whatever. We killed 20 Kengob soldiers, right? Which these are basically probably just free spawn for him, right? He has the Kengobs that will upgrade into regular soldiers. He might have spent money on these, and then we actually only killed 5 Drakengard, which seemed surprising to me when I look back at it. I'm not entirely sure that the battle report for this or not, so the battle report is fine, but I'm not entirely sure that the replay is the same. You know, sometimes when you look back at battles, they can not quite match up to what the battle report says. And this one makes me somewhat suspicious, but regardless, this really sucks. Losing this Wuya sucks. Losing the gear that we had on him sucks. Losing the fact that he was a hero, right? A renowned hero sucks. If we really, if we're like trying to be really nitpicky and like, well, you know, with the gold from the Kengob Raider, the fact that we killed 5 Drakengard and there's 70 gold a pop, and the 20 Kengob soldiers we killed at 18 gold, this technically does come out as a slight gold victory for us, but I don't think that that's true. I don't think that's a valid scenario. One, I think these soldiers are probably free spawn soldiers, and two, you know, a 1-to-1 ratio is not a victory when it's your cap only forces, and I don't think any of his shit's cap only. Maybe the Drakenguards are. I should check that. Regardless, that's unfortunate. We have to worry about lightning resist when dealing with him, and we have to worry about fire resist when dealing with him, and we have to worry about poison-ish, kinda. We have to have enough protection to not take poison hits, and we have to worry about very high damage hits. There's a lot of threats to deal with Kengobia, so that's a concern. Fortunately, I will say, for us, I say fortunately, it's not a perfect solution, but we do have a relatively easy solution for our Wuyas, for our Monketsinas, etc. So we'll talk about that here in a quick moment. First, a battle in Old Man. Old Man! As Old Man breaks free. Okay. And this is up against basically nothing. So, oof. Nice. Easy peasy. But that being said, I don't know that Old Man. Basically, I'm hoping to unleash Old Man against Kangobia, and be like, hey, do some damage. I don't know if Old Man's really gonna, not with this army, at least, right? Like, they're gonna have to dedicate everything, right? That 300 stack or 200 something stack that we saw earlier. Well, I say that, but that I think they've lost that because like a good 60 of that was the Griffins. So maybe that's why it's only 163 stack now. I don't know, I'd have to go look back at the videos. Anyways, Old Man is now free. And then we are attacked in Molaton by a little birdie boy. Fucking little birdie boy. He has a vine shield. He has Sabik and Javelin. He has lost an arm. Interesting. Very high defense. Like, kind of ridiculously high defense. 16 base defense. +4 from darkness. Because he has dark power. Why does this guy have dark power? What? Oh, it's the Shadow Helm. I was like, why the fuck does this guy have dark power? What? That's so strange. Okay. He's got +4 off of the dark power, +2 off of experience, +4 off of the cat's eye, +3 off of being mounted, +5 from shield parry. Very high defense character, which is dangerous. These raid leaders are honestly, they're kind of scary raiders, truth be told. Sure, if we could get us some shadow helmets. Kind of cool. I could do a build with that. Anyways, he's gonna, we don't really have much going on here. He's gonna be able to easily destroy this. I think he's on hold, attack rear. Like, max holds and then attack rear. Looks like it. Yeah, hoi. Get him. Get him. Okay, cool. We got. And then there is a battle in the Fortress of Pestina as we take it from Old Man. And there's really nothing here, so. Like. Okay, these guys, this is one of the things about the game that will sometimes piss me off. These guys are intentionally on attack rear, and they're going for the fucking walls. There were like 3 or 4, not 3. There were like 2 spells that got cast by the mages that didn't need to get cast because these guys should have just ran up and killed them. I don't think it did anything. Nah, we lost 3 Chaco and archers. We probably lost those to the longbowmen. Yeah, right. So again, it's whatever, but it's just that type of stuff, it annoys me. Sometimes shit, just don't do what you tell them to do. All right, rumors of the plague seem to be false. People praise your mercy and pay offerings to thanks. Nice, plus 100% tax. Charismatic leader has emerged. There is a skilled priest. Oh, we need to sway him before it gets worse. He basically is fucking deathing the shit out of Assad. I'm gonna have to figure something out there. We've got leader of the horror cult spreading blasphemies in secret in the Iron Caverns. That's one of our inherited provinces from Old Man here with the story beat. We've got good old woods. Winter is coming, reducing commerce and travel. Hindering the plague. Woven Plain, we gained some gold. Very nice. And then in good old ones again, we have been notified that there is a barbarian horde coming. Evocation rituals are cheaper this month, and the Throne of Beasts has been claimed. We're starving in High Peaks. We're always starving. And then Matselema, the warrior twin, has appeared at our gates. Cool. Got a whole bunch of stuff going on. Great Old Woods. We have defense of 16. That's not going to survive a... whatchamacallit? I wonder if Jade Maidens... them both here. Put this guy over here, and we're gonna say cast blessing, blessing, blessings, spells. Set this guy on hold and attack. They need to probably hold and fire closest enemies. They probably need to hold and fire closest enemies. And then I think probably we move anybody. Can't move everybody, though. Okay, change what our plan was there, and we are going to bring them over, set them down here. She's going to cast spells. What is she going to cast? She's going to cast probably like protection. That would be on them. Spells. Nature Protect. And then after that, time to do. Hold an attack, rearmost enemies. All right, hopefully that'll do the trick. I do not know. Anyways, what are we doing? Okay, so there is a big army here. It's not that big. This battle report, this fucking scouting report is wildly inaccurate. I say wildly. It's 378 units. That's, still pretty large. There's another 280 stack here. There's 130 stack here. There is another 300 stack here. Okay. Fucking free spawn nations, man. My god. Fucking free spawn nations. Fortunately, again, most of these guys are younglings or Kengobs or Kengob soldiers. The younglings and the Kengobs don't do much. The Kengob soldiers we can deal with. It's the runners and the Drakengard and the mages that are the problem, right? Everything else is kind of chaff. So, what are we doing this turn? Kind of being a little dumb, truth be told. I think we're actually gonna roll here. We're bringing Mong 4 back over to Moliton. We are patrolling here in Griffa. We probably should be patrolling with someone else, but I don't want to patrol with anything big. I don't know why. Lose 19. Probably worth. Command. We're gonna have him patrol because I do not want to lose Pastina's mobility here, and he could easily do that by just like throwing air boys at me. Okay, so we're wow, nice. I already knew about that. Nice. We are moving a whole bunch. We're holding in Pastina this turn. We're doing a bunch of research. We are moving reinforcements up to Pastina from High Peaks. We're bringing in a bunch of endless bags of wine. We're producing more of those. This is going to about double our number of Star Priests, and it's going to add some Crystal Sorceresses into the mix. which could be cool. And basically then I'm waiting for Old Man to move and do things, and then we're going to be looking to actually get into a fight ourselves, right? So, that's the main focus that we're doing right now. We're also bringing our god over, because we've got a lot of fucking archers, and as much as I'm not super into the idea, we absolutely could just drop a, flaming arrows and potentially, like, murder a lot of his fucking units. If we take a look at something like Ukrema again, for example, right? Draken guards, they have helmets, right? They have high protection. They have fire resistance, so actually that's probably not a good example. I take it back. Draco runners, not that. Kingub raiders, right? No shields, low protection, no fire resistance. Hunters, no shields, no or low protection, etc., etc., right? It's basically only the Draken Guard that this probably won't matter to, because they have high protection and they have fire resistance. So, but throwing in a flaming arrows could be really useful. It's also really dangerous. It's really dangerous for us. We can't do anything like... we can't wind guide. That would be pretty good, actually. Wind guiding instead of Wingardium Leviosa. We could get wind guide pretty quick, and then we could throw what's his butt into an army. We could wind guide, but we can't arrow fend, right? So not being able to arrow fend means we can't protect ourselves from our own flaming arrows. Well, we too. We've seen this before, right? We too do not have high protection. We too do not have shields or helmets or things like that. So this is a very double-edged sword that I'm not sure I'm going to utilize, but I want to be able to utilize it if I need to, right? I wanna be prepared to use it if I need to. I would be more interested in using it in a siege defense than I would be in an assault necessarily, right? But it could still be useful either way. We'll be finishing Thaumaturgy 5 this turn, by the way, so we'll have access to Soul Slay specifically is what we're trying to get here, but we've got a couple other things. Go up to... Wooden Warriors. Wooden Warriors, and that's not gonna mix very well. But still, an option. I'm almost kind of like tempted after making that statement to be like, well, time to fucking run for Arrowfend, right? But that makes sense. Might. I don't know. We don't have a really clear idea of what we're doing there right now. Other than that, we're defending here in Good Old Woods. We're consolidating in High Peaks and Pastena. Other than that, things are going relatively normal. We're recruiting all around the world as we have been. Sadly, we are down to only 4 Kitsunas now per turn because our turmoil has returned as it is supposed to. And then I think the only other interesting thing is what we are doing with our crafting. We're forging more endless bags of wine. I'm going to do that for just a little bit. And then we are actually this is the other big thing. So we're forging copper plates. That is our potentially easy, quote-unquote, answer to the lightning resist issue, right? Copper plates give plus 25 per shock resistance, which is typically enough to deal with things like lightning bolt. With Iron Skin up, this drops to 20 shock resistance. If we have something like a Scutata Volturnus up, That's back to 25. You know, so we've got options here or there. Copper plates generally are pretty good. Some issues though. You'll notice this is protection 13, defense 1, encumbrance 2, and map move penalty 2. Versus Kithrionic Lion Pelt is 15, 1, and 0. So the copper plates are going to make us move slower, right? They're going to give us slightly less protection, which does matter, because that's going to make us more vulnerable to things like Drakengard. And it encumbers us more, which means we have to be way more particular about our encumbrance. So it's not a just, oh yeah, we'll just use copper plates and everything will be 100% hunky-dory wonderful. And we still have to be careful about that. In other news, we are building a temple in Pastena and we are building a lab in Jereb. So Jereb should be up and running next turn. And Pastena should be fully up and running next turn. We also need to put basic province. All good. All right, I think that's basically it. That's the end of the turn. Not really anything else going on. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time. Bye, everybody.